Hello everyone, my name is Tyler and welcome back to another brand new episode of What the Q, What the Question. We're here on a Friday morning, Thursday night, and there was no recording. I couldn't record yesterday. Essentially, I forgot my questions, and when I tried to go get the questions from the car that I had parked like a considerable distance, it was pouring rain in Renton. It was pouring rain within the Seattle area, so that's not good. I could not record at all. So I tried to record even like offhanded, off prompt. Like I tried to record on the fly. That didn't work. I find out that I ramble the more like I'm on a particular topic, which is why I kind of enjoy how structured these questions are that I have on hand. Because as much as I like to have like conversations, you're only rambling if you don't have a subject matter. For example, if we had a conversation about a recent movie like Shang-Chi, that's a subject that we can talk to for a certain extent, but we can definitely try to stay on topic because we know that's what we're thinking about. But if it's something as abstract as talking about fear or what people constitutes as fear, and you have no one else to bounce off your ideas from, you sound very rambly and then becomes kind of like a therapy session. Hard to say. Also, um, more to the point, I hope you guys are enjoying a very good day for the matter. If you have yet to hear, or let me do some housekeeping for the idea that this is a video first podcast. So if you want to see the next the next podcast episode, it is video first, which is on the YouTube channel at What the Foo, and the links you can find it at youtube.com/winwinsits, and we kind of kindly go from there. My social media tags names are in the podcast descriptions on Spotify, and there are links on Anchor, so that's very fun. I don't know how to make links available or hyperlinks available to be used on Spotify, but I guess we'll have to find out at some point and time. Ow, my my wrist. So I'm switching hands because for some reason my wrists aren't working very well, so I'm going to be alternating hands as we do the recording. So enough of that little B-roll. Let's go into the show, where the first question is actually kind of perfect. What's the best part of rain? So we live in the Evergreen States, the Northwest, and so when it comes to I can't tell what the camera is. The camera's right there. Okay, so it rains a lot. And case in point, even though the worst part about the rain was it stopped the show yesterday, what's very cool about the rain is like for how frequent it is, I enjoy the idea that I can get a free car wash from that. Like case in point, like if I had a car that was like all-wheel drive and I drove in the mud a lot, it got dirty a lot. If the car gets dirty a lot, it welcomes the rain almost immediately. So I remember a friend of mine explained that on occasions to where there is a forecasted expected shower to come in very heavily, he would soap the car. So with like I don't know what contraption he would have, but he would somehow get car soap onto the car and then let the rain take care of the suds. And in some cases, that more often than not it does work, but there is always the fourth chance of it having water stains, because that's how kind of water sets. So that's something about it. Definitely the whole idea of like a free shower. So I think I remember there were a few times when I was younger to where right after a tough day at the gym, or definitely after practicing in high school, we would have a heavy workout, and sure, the rain is a great way to cool us down, but we also have to do a hot shower almost immediately because we don't want to catch a cold. So if I was in track and field and there was rain, we would do the practice anyways. It would the rain wouldn't inhibit us from doing the actual track practice, but I do remember it just being super cold, so we would always have rain jackets with us, especially, and we would get dirty, but it's also a free wash as well to some extent. I do not miss the I don't miss the wet socks though. The wet socks I don't think anyone really enjoys unless you're having a fever, because I don't know how I got into socks, but essentially I was taught that like if you have a fever you wear like wet socks or something to help like with whatever cure it. I don't know what cure it is, but I'm getting off topic. Um, where's the next place you want to visit? I definitely do have an interest in revisiting Hawaii. I went to Hawaii when I was 13, 14. I was four, 14. Yes, I was 14. I went to Hawaii for about a week, and then I came back looking super tan. I looked more Filipino than Vietnamese, or more of a tan to Asian than this pale complexion of mine. If you see the video podcast on youtube.com/WT when sit. And so definitely a different shade of Asian I was when I came from Hawaii. So I only went to Waikiki Beach, which is 2 miles long, 1 mile wide, and I had my first experience in surfing. I wish we had a chance to go to a luau, which was very much native in the space that is Hawaii. Hawaii has the best luau's, but I wish I had the opportunity to see a good old luau, but otherwise I definitely want to go to the other parts of the island. I have a friend who lived there for 9 years, so if we bring her along, she can definitely show us around. I'm excited for the next time we could go to Hawaii, and I definitely do want to do that at some point, sometime. At the very moment, that can be a trip for me in the next 2, 3 years, but with how COVID's going, I need to double check and see if we need a special passport that shows we're vaccinated, and we definitely do need vaccinations before flying out at all. So it's gonna be a whole process, because if we fly there, they're gonna make us quarantine, I believe. That's I have yet to travel during the whole pandemic, but I'm under the impression that if you're flying domestically, I believe you're okay and you're fine in regards to the whole quarantining thing. But if you went from the US to Canada, you have to quarantine in Canada and then fly back from Canada, quarantine again, because it's that's how it works, I believe. So that's definitely a very weird situation. I don't understand it very well, so we won't know until it happens. I'm flying to California in January, so hopefully they don't make us do a quarantine, because that'll mess up my time off, if you will. So that's what's gonna happen. It's all gonna be so fun, right? But definitely, I want to visit Hawaii, and we'll go to a different area, a different island, if you will. The last question for the show is: do you have a reoccurring dream? I can't say that I do have a recurring dream, but I've been told that I was apologizing for something the last time I was like in a dream, and Joanna mentioned that I was apologizing for something. I was turning around, I was flipping and flopping saying, I'm sorry. But I would have to say a very fun dream that I've had was when I was 12, and at the time it was at one of the heights of Yu-Gi-Oh! To where they sold dual discs, which is a toy that you put on your arm to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With. It functioned in the same kind of manner that the TV show did, except it did what it did because it's reality versus anime. So I remember in the dream to where I was playing with it, and then my dad wanted to wear it, so I gave it to him, he wore it. He was being funny with it. That was the dream. And then the next day, I somehow manifested that to happen, because in the same kind of manner, we were wearing different clothes. than what I wore during the dream, but I essentially had deja vu to where I saw my dad ask me in the same way to wear the dual disc. So that was a very cool situation to where that's a fun dream that I can remember. But in terms of reoccurring, I don't remember much of my dreams. I only have outside people tell me what I've said or did during my dreams. I believe it's either been me apologizing for something, because of course I would probably do something wrong, or I'd be just so exhausted that I haven't had a dream. I haven't had like a visual dream. I know for a fact that when I get exhausted, as most people do, we snore. So I've been snoring more than I have dreaming. So if I were to dream a dream, it might be at a time to where I had an appropriate amount of sleep, which I'm trying to get at some point in time. So yeah, I'm definitely working on that. But hey, that is the show. If you liked it, please consider following on YouTube, Facebook, on social media, and wherever you get your podcasting services, Anchor, Spotify. And yeah, if you would like to give me a question to answer on the show, please notify me on social media. I believe my social media names are in the description in the podcast. But again, if you want to leave a comment down below on this YouTube video, please do. And thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, my name's Tyler. I'm your friend. And I'll see you next time. Bye.